Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with the men of Yoshiwara. Oh yeah, back with Asagiri, of course. Of course, don't forget to vote for our next guy, be it Utsusemi or Gakuto. Let me know. I believe we have like two more chapters. Chapter 8 we'll stop doing the poll or we'll stop putting polls with the videos. And then until about episode 10, then we'll pull them all up and I'll post who will be next. All right. Anyway, guys, let's get going. Days had passed since I had ran out of Asagiri's room, and I hadn't taken a step into the pleasure house since. The mother was rather pleased that I was focusing entirely on work. In return, however, she would often hound me about her heir, telling me to go to Yoshiwara over and over. Today, as well, as I was working as usual. My lady, there's a letter for you. Musashi held a letter, looking a little flustered. A letter. They came on occasion. This one was likely no exception. It had to have been from Asagiri. Though I swore not to see him again, seeing his writing shook my heart. I wonder why he was flustered, though. No matter what I was doing, if I let my guard down, his face would float into my mind, always wearing a smile. Why? Why could I not simply be satisfied in his room, enjoying his smile? I hated myself for asking for too much. Please, put it away. As you wish. Casting aside my pain, I lifted my head. I had just begun stocking the Western clothes I had been planning to for so long. I didn't need to see Asagiri to throw myself into my work like this. I could do it all myself. And I just wanted to keep this up, forgetting my days in Yoshiwara, because we were in completely different worlds. But as I thought that, Gaze, I'm truly glad to see just how hard you've been working. But what are you going to do about our heir? If this continues, her voice and expression had strange seriousness to them. And hearing her being so direct, I couldn't help but respond with a pained expression. I know. I was a little late myself in going to Yoshiwara and found trouble getting with child. I do not want you to go through the same thing. Yes, mother. I knew how difficult a time my mother had in having a child, and how long it took her to have me. That must have been why she was hurrying me. I knew that, but you would go to Yoshiwara tomorrow. What? I will let Ohgiya know. If you do not like Asagiri, I will have another service you. Understood, Kaze. The force in her voice locked out any sense I could refuse. I nodded. Dang, Mom's mean. Though I was used to waiting in the tea house, Musashi came with me today. My heart was heavy. Silence covered the room. Musashi seemed to hesitate to speak with me. I was uncharacteristically quiet. And after waiting at our table for a time, forgive my lateness, the Ohgiya manager came into the room. It seems you do not take a liking to Asagiri. But I thank you once again for choosing Ohgiya. Many arrangements have been made, so please select another courtesan. Yet, even coming all this way, I still had a hard time giving up. Deep within my heart, I still wanted to see Asagiri. But I didn't want to suffer anymore. I didn't want to have any more sad experiences, any more painful ones. I didn't want to feel as though I was going to be torn apart like I did back then. And yet, I still wanted to see Asagiri. How ugly of me. I simply could not move on. Go ahead, my lady. Musashi gently prompted me from behind. Lady Kisune, the popular Takigawa is available tonight. I'm confident he will be to your liking. The manager leaned forward, encouraging my reply. I quickly glanced back at Musashi. Seeing him bite on his lips made me think he was suffering as I was. Why is he suffering? I've been reading my letters. I silently lowered my eyes, and then I shall choose Takigawa. A fantastic choice. He all leapt for joy in thanking me, wearing a wide smile all the way. When I stepped into Takigawa's room, I noticed it was larger and better decorated than Asagiri's. The scent, too, differed, making the feel of the room completely different. That brought something to my memory. What of the scent I had put away in my drawer? Did it still retain its sweet smell? You have not smiled at all since getting here, miss. Takigawa pulled me out of my thoughts I was lost in. I quickly corrected my posture and apologetic for my rudeness. Forgive me. Never before have I seen one with your mind elsewhere to a degree such as yours. What was on your mind, if not the work of the night? His eyes were right on me, unmoving. Sorry, my mind's simply wandering. I'm going to apologize. I was rude. I wasn't paying attention to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was no way I could tell him I was thinking about Asagiri. About it's the second time you've apologized. I had in my mind that you were a more headstrong woman, but in any case, I don't know what happened, but I hate seeing women make that face. What kind of face am I making? You should know. His words stabbed into my chest. I knew, of course. I knew how pathetic of a face I was making. Then Takigawa's hand was laid upon mine. And tonight, you're here to forget something. Or perhaps you have another objective. What do you mean? You know what I mean. His hand on mine moved slowly as if he was searching through my heart. If I could just leave my body to this man, right now, just how much relief would that bring my heart? And yet, there aren't any women out there like you. And what kind of woman am I? Wise, guarded, beautiful, and rich. Oh, that's supposed to be me. Thank you for mentioning I'm rich. That's a little hard to take as a compliment. But it's all true, all things considered. You're very appealing. There must be countless courtesans who desire you. What do you mean? I mean, you don't need to attach yourself to Asagiri. Asagiri. Just hearing the word made my heart shoot up. Drop him if it hurts. There's no fun to be had if you keep on that pain phase. If I could just drop him, if told, then I wouldn't be in this pain right now. But you know, Asagiri only takes on customers he likes. And lately, you're the only one I saw around him. My heart lurched. He was only with me? Yet even hearing that did nothing for me. My mind just spun out of control yet again. I drooped my head in despair even further when... Kaze, you drink with me tonight. What? No reason to bed an unwilling woman. Unless you want to forget everything. I don't. Then drink. Takigawa poured sake into my cup. I quickly took it, still glanced at his face as I did. I felt quite a different impression from him than when we had first met. I didn't think he was the type to smile this casually. Is my face really that interesting? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking that you're surprisingly nice. Surprisingly? That's rude. I meant it in a good way. Sorry. Well, I'll let it slide today. His eyes lightened when he laughed. He really was surprisingly nice. This is a very interesting episode with no Asagiri. That night, I enjoyed talking and drinking with him. Well, not including how thinking that Asagiri was in the same building bit at my heart anyway. The next morning, seen off by Takigawa, I slid open the door. What's this? There was a pinwheel at my feet. I scooped it up. It spun just a little, and I noticed there was paper in it. I opened it to find... Hey! A crimson-red bead wrapped up inside it. It had to have been Asagiri. I don't understand the significance. Maybe the festival? It's over my head. Asagiri. Wait, I guess anyone becomes Kara when in love. This isn't like him. Takigawa whispered himself beside me. I turned to face him. Do I need to show you to his room? You don't. Thank you. Though I had come before Asagiri's room, high on my bursting emotions, I came to a complete halt before his door. Then, ever so gently, I put my hand to it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't see him. Complex thoughts began to tear at me, and I pulled my hand back. Then, when I turned around with a deep sigh, are you really all right with this? Takigawa. There was Takigawa leaning against a pillar watching me. I'm not going to see him. I don't have the right to see him. Why? I'm going home. He was looking right at me as if trying to peek into my heart. Wanting to run from his oppressive gaze, I lowered my eyes. All right, I'll walk you out. Then, when I got into the entrance of Ohgiya, frustration still bubbled up inside. Oh, just go talk to him. Oh, never mind. Are you leaving? His eyebrows were raised, perplexed, standing in a door with a smile at his lips. Oh, he was waiting at the door, so even if I went into his room, he wasn't even there. Was Asagiri. His smile, holding a hint of pain in it, stabbed at my chest. My heart started to beat loud, fast. I am. Managing to force out my answer, I lowered my head and stepped forward. The pinwheel in my hand spun in the wind coming from the entrance. Are you really fine with that? Takigawa too. His words pierced my heart. Of course I wasn't fine with it. Of course not. But I hesitated, and Asagiri began to talk as if to himself. Before me is this woman whom I have fallen out of favor with. The woman stolen away from me by Takigawa, whom seems hell-bent on ignoring me. Looks like I have no room to step in. I stopped and looked at him up close. His eyes were as beautifully clear as ever and quivering sadly. Why? You were the one who cast me away. How mean. You don't even understand my feelings. You're the mean one. I sent you so many letters and received no answer. And when you come to the shop, you choose Takigawa of all people. I would say you're the one who doesn't understand my feelings. Oh my god, she really has an angry face. Well, I don't mind if you don't understand. I'll just stop playing nice. Huh? I swear I saw a glint in Asagiri's eyes. He's pissed. And in the next moment... Oh. Okay. Oh. I like that one. He aggressively pulled me into him and laid his lips on me. It was so sudden that I couldn't react. And we were in front of Takigawa. We were in a place people passed by. All these words passed through my mind, but disappeared instantly. I've never had any intention of giving you to anyone else from the start. In between breaths, his whispered to me in a husky voice, then brought his lips to mine again. I struggled for a little. I hit his chest. I pushed him, but I lost my strength in an instant. I felt as though his scent blew into me, as though his soul came against mine. I was filled with him. Eventually, an hour later, no, coming in front of me with another man's scent. You're a bad girl, aren't you? Your smile I'd never seen on him before. It sent chill down my spine, and for a moment I fell speechless. You two are stubborn. Takigawa snorted off to the side, and when he did, I felt like I couldn't breathe again, so I spoke my mind. Those thoughtless words got into you. I'm not stubborn. I'm not stubborn. I tried to cover how flustered I was, but Takigawa just scoffed again. No, you are. You and Asagiri. Anyway, just go to his room already. Because if you keep going, you're going to be quite the show. I looked around to notice that courtesan starting to gather, and right when I wanted to run away out of sheer embarrassment. Silently, Asagiri snatched my hand and started walking. My wrist hurt a lot. He got a death grip on me. His room's window had been left open, and a breeze was blowing in through it. Asagiri's scent brushed my nose. A scent I loved, the scent that tightened my chest, awakened my tear glands. After he pulled me into his room, we stood there, silent. As if he was feeling cold, Asagiri slipped on his usual coat. And awkward silence ensues again. Then he looked at me, as if asking if I were cold. I still couldn't say anything, so I just nodded and lowered my eyes. Then, with a tiny dry sound, the pinwheel in my hand spun. I opened up the little bag I had brought and pulled out a decorative flower bookmark. I made it from the cherry blossom petals Asagiri had given me, the one I brought home with me. I finished the decoration, and finally, I opened my mouth and placed the bookmark in front of him. Stunned, Asagiri opened his mouth for just a moment. Then he gently took the bookmark and stroked it lovingly. He rose his head. then and looked at me. His gentle eyes, for some reason, were narrowed in sadness. I love you, Kaze. I couldn't breathe. He stole my breath away, his beautiful bell-like voice reaching my ears with a sad ring. Yet, why do you run away from me? I... Do you hate me now? No. Come here, Kaze. I'd never thought I'd leave the pleasure house to chase after someone until I met you. Scary. Come, Kaze, let me hold you. I reached out a yearning hand for my beloved, and as if he could not wait for me to leap into his chest, he tugged on my arm. Then he embraced me tightly in his strong arms. Kaze. This hug was a far cry from the way he would softly embrace me before. The arms he entwined me in spoke of a raging passion, and before his bursting emotions, my own life spilled out in the form of tears. I'm sorry, Asagiri. What are you sorry for? I'm sorry for not coming to see you, for not even sending a letter, and for choosing Takigawa. Did you lay with him? Of course not. I thought so. You're not that kind of girl. I couldn't stop my emotions from erupting. I wanted the man before my eyes. I wanted him endlessly. Even though we already hugged, I just wanted to get closer and closer to him. I wanted his everything, so much that I felt I was losing myself. How? How was I able to stay away from him for so long? Oh, Kaze, let me see your face. So buried in his arms, Asagiri pulled up my face. And then... He brought a deep, passionate kiss to my lips. Our lips hungered after each other, and his tongue wasted no time entering. That's what I wanted too. I wanted to wrap mine around his to steal it for myself. Kaze, it's your scent. I can smell your scent again. The yearning in his voice melted my eardrums. Our lusting tongues danced together with such passion that I couldn't feel my mind begin to numb and my vision start to blur. Oh, Kaze. After pulling his lips away, Asagiri fixed his eyes on me. He watched as a line of tears rolled down my lips and then licked them up. The moment my body shuddered, his eyes glinted with heat. His lips came to my neck. Right when I heard him kiss, he picked me up and held me in his lap. Oh, we're gonna have so many pictures. Kiss after kiss rained down on my lips, and this is like the most intense picture I've seen. Let's look. Oh my god, yeah, totally. Oh boy. Asagiri, I didn't choose you for today, and we don't need to go over the details. That nonsense can be dealt with later. And as if to prevent me from speaking any further, he laid another deep kiss on my lips, and he ran his hand over my body as he did. I was too embarrassed to keep my eyes open. My desire for Asagiri, however, defeated any shame I felt. My hips loosened, and Asagiri slipped his hand in between the folds of my kimono. And since I had never had him touch my bare skin before, my body froze up, tense. Are you afraid, Kaze? Asagiri asked me, gently stopping his kisses. He continued to run his finger along my upper chest, pulsating with heat. No, I'm not. Can I touch you some more? Yeah. With soft white skin. I'm glad I'm the only one you tempted with it. Didn't expect I'd ever think this. One really never knows what will happen in life. Silently he opened the fold of my kimono and gently caressed my bust. And as he gazed at me from as close as he could get, keeping an eye on my reaction. No! Don't like this. Don't look at me. I turned my face away in shame, closed my eyes, and bit my lip. I finally get to see you, and you tell me not to look? Cruel. Very cruel. His damp tongue crawled over my skin. My eyes shot open and met with his. His beguiling tongue peeked out of his beautiful mouth, and he began to slowly run it along with the peaks of my chest, making a show of it. Cruel, you're the one to talk, Asagiri. I want to see you, Kaze. No, just, He sucked and pulled. A hot numbness shot over my chest and my body. I can't. You can look away if you're embarrassed. And if you're scared, hold on to me. And if it feels good, let me hear more of that sweet voice of yours. His hand slowly traced a line down my belly. I couldn't help latching onto his kimono. It'll be okay, Kaze. First time or not, I'll make sure it feels good. He chuckled, looking far more alluring than usual, and many times more tempting. And as I fell into a spiral of countless pleasures, I learned the pain, the pleasure, and the joy of laying with the one I love. That was, well, essentially, it was very hot. I thought it was not, I was like, how are we going to get back together? Oh no, we just went way, way above expectations right there. Okay then. All right, I'll see you guys in the next chapter. I look forward to it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Kaze out.